Forward to this. Hello, Aries. Welcome to the astronumerology reading for October. Yours truly, Shaman Dr. Freyson. And we're going to get started by pulling we're going to pick a card for your lesson. Let's see what it is. What is this? Judgment. Oh my God. Aries, are you judging people? Let's see. I have to unblur this. Let's check. Judgment. There you go. Judgment. It says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. There's no need for you to be judging anyone else. You got to have your eyes on the prize and whatever's going on in your life, your world, and dealing with that. So, October is the first month, meaning it's 10-1, right? So it means a new beginning again. And I know January is the first month, but then we starting over in numerology because numerology goes 1 through 9 and then 1, 2, 3. So we technically have 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s. Okay. And this is fall time, right? Another change, another direction that the world is shifting into. The same thing is happening for you, Aries rising. Now, again, since Aries rising, that means Aries is in your first house, right? And that follows the astrological signs. So your first and 10th house would be impacted greatly, of course, as everyone is, but we got to look at the energy that's available in your first and 10th house, which means Capricorn is in your 10th house. Aries, of course, is in your first house. So, in the astrology portion, anytime Capricorn, which is managed by Saturn, is being influenced by certain energies, that area of your house is also going to have the influence. So, since Capricorn is historically in your 10th house, it means that type of energy is going to be impacting your 10th house. 10th house is about money, career, government. In the United States, we know there's a lot of government activity. The first house is about your body, where you live, reside, mentally, physically, spiritually. And that is also being impacted. It can be some restrictions or it can be some liberations. So that's what we got going on. We also, right now, as of today, October 5th, we have that moon in Pisces that we have to deal with, which reveals secrets, and it is a time for rest, which is a little bit difficult for the Aries rising, as the Aries rising likes to go and get things done, but your body is requiring the extra rest. So take the time to give it what it needs right now. If you do not give it, it will take it. Okay. So let's look at some of the energies that are moving for the Aries rising person. Some of the energies that are kind of big. Let's make sure we're starting with, yeah, that's the 5th. So starting with the 5th, we're going to see that I spoke about the K2 and the Venus energy last month. That energy is still riding together. And right now, this energy is sliding over your third and fourth house. So together, that's that Cancer energy, that home energy, and that's that Gemini energy of getting things done, communicating appropriately. So you may have some loved ones that you need to express yourself to. You need to do a better job at communicating with them. You might have some secrets being revealed from the loved ones about something that has been going on that nobody's been speaking of. So that information may be coming to light. And the way it comes to light may seem accidental because it's just kind of like somebody blurts it out. So that information is being exposed right now. The other energy that is going to be impactful, it's hitting your 10th house and your ninth house. And that's the Rahu energy that I spoke of last month because it's still hot and heavy. And this Rahu energy means that the ninth house, which is the Sagittarius energy, which is ruled by Jupiter expansion, and then your 10th house, of course, Capricorn energy, which is ruled by Saturn, right? So you got a lot of this influence of Saturn coming into your life. I hope I said the fourth house was that's Cancer ruled by the moon. I don't know if I said Saturn, but it's ruled by the moon. Again, secrets being revealed. Um, your ninth house is not a whole lot happening there, but you do have to look at the fact that when this Rahu energy comes up, you may have someone who's trying to share knowledge with you, and the knowledge that they're trying to share with you may seem like it's coming from a good place, but it really isn't. You have someone who may be withholding knowledge from you that they have obtained, and the knowledge that they have could help you in your career sector move it along, but they're not really being open and forthright. So that is a hindrance for you in your career sector at this time. Be aware of that. You can always look for someone else who's a guru to give you information. Okay, let's go back. All righty, so let's see where this energy moves along. Again, the moon is going and the moon is hitting your 10th house of career, which is the Capricorn, saying a lot more secrets are coming out, a lot of more emotional times. If you work in government, at definitely emotional times for you because the finances are not as stable right now. But even if you don't work in government, your career sector is bringing a wave of emotions your way. Looks like there's some old tyrannical people involved in your career sector that are causing you to question what is going on, or if you're in the right career, or do you need to make some changes because that energy is kind of stagnant. The other energy that you are encountering is impacting your children. Fifth house, children, education, discipline. Um, it is the house where most of the time is you can see it as lessons that end up being learned. So in the fifth house, it's like, well, yeah, it's about my children, true, but it's about what you know. You know, there's a thing such as discernment that when you walk into a situation, you tend to feel something is a certain way, and you tend to be able to judge the situation based off a lot of different factors. Well, what that you know might actually save you because there's a Mars and Mercury energy going on, and Mars is a little fiery, and Mercury can be a little bit impetuous. Mercury can be a little immature. So there could be some energies that aren't necessarily in your best interest because they could be clashing and say a fight could break out, right? Some kind of situation that you could be caught in the crossfires, but your instincts, your discernment tells you that's not the place for you to be, that you have to get out of that situation and leave that situation. But it doesn't have to be a physical fight. It could actually be a legal battle. It could actually be a verbal battle. It could be what documentation that's required for someone to obtain things that they need for education or for immigration. It can be something of that type of thing. Oh, and by the way, that reminds me that immigration issue is coming up around the with that Rahu energy towards your ninth house as well, with travel to immigrating to other countries and something preventing that from occurring. So watch out for that. Let's go forward some more. Primarily the energies are going to stay and your between your third and fourth house and your ninth and 10th house. That's where you're going to have the most activity. So third house communication, we know a lot of people talk about second house is how you earn money, but then you look at fifth house, which is another way of earning money, but then 10th house is another way of long distance career. The third house is its whole communication, fun kind of energy in general, right? Not completely just like, hey, let's go have fun every single time, but is normally you think of it as you when you're with your siblings growing up, what do you guys do when you're having fun? But it also requires you to be courageous because at that time you would take chances. And this is a time for you to take chances. The thing is that you may be clouded by which chance to take, and you're going to have some information revealed to you around the 17th, 18th, 19th, maybe even the 16th, that's going to point you in the right direction of the chance that you should take this month. Because the 10th month, and reduced to one, is about newness and new direction, right? And new patterns. And in order to have a newness, that means you got to let go of something or change something. But you have to know what. Using your discernment in your fifth house will allow you to move and act on the new direction. That takes meditation. That takes going within to, seek out what is it that I need to be doing in order to take my life to this next direction. Overall, it's kind of a good time for you to attempt to do that because this month is filled with so many new things in the midst of having the dangerous elements that are going on because there's a lot of violent activity going on in the month in general. So you have to be aware of places where that might be occurring so that you could try not to go to those places. Refer to my overall collective reading for the month for more information on that. Let's go forward. The thing about this Mars and Mercury energy that is together, which is also hitting your fourth house a little bit, do you have a situation where you have a young person moving in with you or a young person having to temporarily seek refuge with you or something of that nature? That might be the case. Another new, younger energy having to come be with you. The problem is that energy may bring about some chaos. So you have to be careful with that. I know there's a point of where you want to help someone because they're a relative, but you also have to understand what that risk of helping the person is. And then later on in the month, the end of the month, the 10th, around the 22nd to the 23rd, I'll be say, hey, be mindful of your health. If you have any outstanding doctor's appointments, don't skip them. Go just have your regular checkups just so that if there's something going on, you can catch it early and deal with it. You could also get some information about some health things that you did not know were going on around the 25th, 26th of the month. And in that case, this health area would probably be either your intestines, some kind of swelling in the body. It could not be you, it could be your pets or someone to that in that relationship to you. Just ill health, or it could be an accident. You could do something and like cause some kind of injury to yourself. So be extra careful during this month. And let's see anything else for you. You don't have any overly emotional relationship energy, which is good because that means your relationship might be stable if you have one. Because this is a month for new relationships as well, but there's nothing traumatic going on right here. The Yeah, that's the 30th of the month. The 30th of the month is another time where you could be exposed to some type of scandal involving money or some kind of occult behavior. So this could be some type of scandal that takes place in a religious institution or some institution that has a higher calling of some sort or a bank of something to that effect. It could be it's some information about some money, somebody's money being exposed to you. So it's obviously related to you in some way. That energy comes out at the end of the month. Okay. And before we go, I want to remind you guys that I have my books. This is the Aries Rising, right? This is Uniting Astrology and Numerology for Self-Mastery. And yes, there's a lot of information in here that speaks to you about your actual houses and each one and the numbers and how each number impacts you as an Aries rising. And it even has a little exercise in here to capture your master numbers. And it has a section where you can actually see like romantic compatibility and actually have better relationships by choosing wisely in the beginning. So get that on my website, www.githealing.com. Okay, thank you guys. That's all I have for this month. I'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, if you like this, comment and I'll do more. If I don't get enough comments, I'm not going to do them.